Hey guys, it's your girl What Do You Mean Jody and welcome back to another video. We are talking about Love Island week 4, and when I tell you that every week just gets better and better, like this week we went from having Molly dumped to straight away into the heart rate challenge, and then we also had the kissing challenge. Medi was dumped. It's just been absolutely chaotic and we need to go through everything. So we had the heart rate challenge, and without any question, Catherine, Whitney and Jess absolutely killed it, but they had the least heart rates raised and it just makes no sense. But we did see a moment between Whitney and Zach then, and since then they've been getting to know each other, so it's been extremely interesting. Since Molly was dumped, Katie has been getting to know Zach, and she was literally gone like 24 hours and Zach tried to kiss Katie on the terrace and she literally pied him. I have never seen anybody pie someone like that on Love Island before, and it was hilarious. But there is rumors that the reason it happened is because Katie has a boyfriend on the outside and she's trying not to kiss anybody, so that's interesting because that means she's just back to get a bag. After the heart rate challenge, Whitney wanted to ask Zachariah, like, why did you kiss me? Why did you keep kissing me in challenges? And Medi absolutely had a breakdown. Like, the way he was speaking to her was different. Now, we already know Medi has been speaking to her like shit, but this one was like, he was like, I don't give a fuck what you talk about. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. How can I take you seriously? Like, he was just nasty. And that night we had voting and we got his ass out of there. So Medi is gone home. And unfortunately, it did leave Whitney heartbroken, but we did our girl a favor and she will thank us after CASA Amor. We also lost Mal in the process, and if I'm honest, I wish Mal would have stayed longer, but we can only vote for like one person, so my vote always goes to Whitney or Catherine, so it's hard to vote for other people. So Leah got to stay over Mal, and I would have preferred to see Leah go just because she's more boring and Mal was bringing something different that we've not seen before. Then we seen Ella and Tyreek go on a date, and let me tell you something, Ella and Tyreek are exclusive. Before CASA Amor, we have the biggest fuckboy is exclusive, but he keeps letting her know how it's not a relationship. So my guy is still coming back with 2 girls on either arm from CASA Amor. I don't care what anybody tells me, but if we're being honest, maybe he's going to play a smart game. He's going to sleep on the bed every night and then he's going to come back single just to win over the public and everybody else in the villa, but we'll see. I don't think Tyreek is smart enough for a game. We also seen that they made Whitney and Sammy, because they were both single, make dinner for the whole villa, and they literally made mashed spaghetti. Like, when I tell you I've never seen anybody cook so disgusting in my life, I would starve myself that night, no question. Again this week we seen the whole villa sit around talking about the way Scott doesn't like Catherine and he's playing the game and he's not interested in Catherine, and I just don't understand why nobody in that villa can fathom that Scott actually does like Catherine. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's clear that he likes her, and Tyreek has been the biggest verdict in all of this. It's like he can't understand that someone actually likes a girl and only one girl and pays them all their attention. Like, Scott doesn't like the guys in there, it's very clear, and they've taken that and as their excuse that he's playing a game. Because Scott overheard them talking, he pulled everybody around the fire pit and was like, what are your reasons? Like, nobody can give me an actual reason as to why you think I don't like Catherine. And Tyreek's reason was because Montel came in and he wants to get to know Catherine, and then Scott closed things off for Catherine. Like, or maybe it just sounds like he likes the girl and is trying to secure her before she goes and gets to know other people. That's what you do when you like somebody. But I don't like the way they were screaming at Catherine and nobody would listen to her. Tyreek just really turned me off him that night, but he still is one of my favorite Islanders. I don't know what it is, I have a soft spot for him, he's funny. But during all of that, Katie, in her crazy mind, turned on Whitney and was like, you should have told me that you like Zach. You could have sworn this Katie woman was married to Zach after 2 days, because Whitney, how dare you look in his direction, because that's Katie's man. She was literally telling everybody, oh, Whitney's being so smug, she's being so disrespectful. She was even dragging Mitch over the shit. Like, it was weird behavior. I don't get it. Can you believe that Love Island had Neo, a whole Neo in the villa, and he came in, he took all the girls outside and he shipped them off to Casa Amor. Like, I want to go to Love Island for one day if it means that I get a private performance from Neo, because I'm sorry, Neo is the greatest R&B artist of all time. Maybe Usher can take first, but he takes second. But basically, he sent them off to Casa Amor and the guys are left screaming. And this was just the best Casa Amor send-off we've seen in Love Island. The way the guys are standing at that pool and Casa Amor just lights up. It's given cinematic, it's given scripted, it's given well-produced, but it was great television and I'm so here for it. Love Island is never beaten the allegations that this is the best season of all time, and no one is going to change my mind. So the Casa Amor people have arrived and Molly is back. Now, I told you guys this was going to happen. Whether you believed me or not, I don't know, but I told you she was coming back in Casa Amor. A lot of people are angry over it, but if you're a fan of Love Island and you've been watching it for a long time, it's obvious it was going to happen. Anytime someone gets kicked out that has actual feelings towards a person, they always come back to cause drama. It's just what happens. So people saying, oh, Ruchi should have came back, that would have been great, but she didn't have anybody in there, so it wouldn't make sense. My only problem with Molly coming back is she's had time to go home, read the press, have interviews, go on After Sun, go home to her family, go on social media. She's literally been able to watch the whole season if she wanted to, and now she can go in there with a completely new game plan. We even heard her saying that she wants to get to know Scott, which is just crazy, because if you go after Scott, that means you took Catherine's first guy, which was Zachariah, then you sent her second guy home, which was Andre, and now she's settled with Scott and you want to get to know him. It's given mental illness, it's given delusion, it's given, I don't know what it's given, but it's given go home. I honestly think Molly going back in has ruined Zach's experience because he doesn't look happy. Now, I've only seen the first look of Sunday night's episode, but he does not look happy to see her. The only person that looks happy to see her is Mitchell, and I promise you this guy is going to end up taking her back to the villa because he's not going to let himself get to know anybody. He has some sort of soul connection with this woman. He has imprinted on her like a dog. I don't know what it is, but Joe Goldberg is all I can say. As I said, the Casa Amor people have come in, and I don't know, the girls are looking pretty this year. I think no matter what, the guys' heads are going to turn. It happens every year. As for the Casa boys, I'm not sure. We've got one who looks like Flynn Rider. We've got one who looks like Jess's brother, and he was exposed for leaving his girlfriend for the show. And I mean, that happens every year. Then we've got Lil Uzi Vert going in. His name is Uzi, and he's already worked with Ella in the past. From what I've seen so far, Ella is happy to see him, and maybe something can happen. Now, people are saying, oh, if something was going to happen between them, it would have already happened. That's not true, because don't forget, Ella already met Tyreek as well and nothing happened there. So you can't put it down to that. And he also said he's going in there for Ella. So it's going to be interesting. I do hope she brings him back, even if she just brings him back as a friend because she knows him. Screw with Tyreek's head, that would be funny. The only people I think is going to stay loyal is Scott. Maybe Catherine, we don't know, because she was super excited to go to Casa. I think it depends who she talks to and how conversations go. We'll have to wait and see, and we will catch up next week, of course. Let me know down below who you think is going to stay loyal. Am I being crazy thinking Scott's going to stay loyal? If he comes back with Molly, I'm not watching next week. Make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe, and we will be back next week covering week 5, and we will be talking about all the Casa Amor gossip.